Mommy Blush.
What's up?
Welcome to the show again. For I
Thanks
don't
for
know,
having me again.
of course, how long ago? How long has it been? I think the last time I've had you on was when Mary was on.
About a year ago, it was before
Okay.
Hush Fest, I want to say.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. How are you? How's everything?
Great, fantastic. Just busy as fuck, but
I feel that in
yeah,
the depths of my soul. Um, you just had a show.
I did. I
So
did. I threw myself a birthday show because
good.
why not?
Yeah.
But I had my friend Mario's join on with helping me organize and turn it into like a real show and everything. So that was cool to kind of bounce ideas off of him. We met in like audio engineering. It's like programmed through Maricosta and stuff and
Okay.
music business and stuff. And but he actually finished the program and I got knocked up. So
It happens.
we took a little different paths in life, but it was cool to finally get together and
Awesome.
get some work done. Yeah.
What venue was it?
It was at Oceanside Brewing Company. So it's kind of my home base. It's not Poorhouse where we did Hush Fest, but
Yeah.
it's another place in Oceanside that I frequent a lot. I go to their open mics pretty consistently, and that's kind of where me and Mary met before the memorial show. We had met each other one time before at Oceanside Brewing Company, so it's kind of cool to see it come back full circle.
Very dope. That's sick.
Yeah.
Everything went smoothly.
Yeah, I actually didn't think that many people were going to show up, but it was pretty busy the entire time and I was like,
Hell yeah.
wow. Like a lot of people showed up for just like reposting and even just showing up to the show. So
Hmm.
I was just like really stoked. Like I even had some old coworkers from this coffee shop I used to work at like 14 years ago. They showed up and they were like, "Hey, like we're always saying like Ohana means family and stuff." Like so it
Hmm.
was cool to see them come, like my extended family.
Awesome. Yeah, it's always a little nerve-wracking when you're promoting a show, like right when doors open, you're like, all right, how many people are gonna come? How many people are gonna be here?
Yeah, well, and we had gotten a food vendor, which that was kind of, I just put food on the flyer and I didn't even have a food vendor yet. But
Sometimes you have to do that.
yeah, I was like, we'll find one. We know there's so many food vendors out there. We'll find one. And I posted it and someone I followed or someone who like we follow each other, they're like, "Oh, I'll cater for your event if you need like any food." I was like, actually, we do still need food, so that'd be awesome. And it turns out he's a Pisces too, so I'm just like, fuck yeah,
Hell
Pisces
yeah.
fest in full effect. And his food it's called Dem Brothers Catering, and it's like Polynesian food. So they had like poke cups and like pulled pork nachos
Oh, that
and
sounds fire.
yeah, it was fucking legit. I was like, but when he was planning, he's like, "How many people do you think?" I was like, "Honestly, I don't know." Like, it could be anywhere from like just the musicians to like everyone we know, and it was like more on the busy side. So I was like thankful for that because
Yeah, and
I didn't want him to come out and like
like
not make any
haul a bunch of
sales.
food out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But that's always good. That's always, you know, because when we book vendors and stuff for shows, we're always like a little nervous that nobody's gonna sell anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But now I'm just like, I can't wait to do the next one.
hell yeah, lots of shows coming up.
Yeah.
I already got a few things lined up because we got Biomass 2 coming up in like a week.
Número dos.
Hell yeah, so that's gonna be fun. A couple
Yeah.
hiccups here and there in the middle of this one. It's not running as smoothly, but all the artists are dope and everything's gonna be good. So
Yeah.
yeah, it happens.
It
It happens.
happens. You
Yeah.
just gotta roll with the punches, go with the flow.
Yeah, I
R-
mean that's just the nature of the music business, you know. Sometimes you're gonna have like a perfect show, and other times you're gonna have like I always tell people who get into this that just be prepared for the worst. Like
Mhm.
there could be a freak storm and the power goes out or something like that. You never know what could happen when you're promoting a show. So just be prepared for the worst sometimes.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm excited to see everyone perform, and there's some new artists coming out that I haven't met before that I'm excited to meet as well. And then a few artists that I do know that I have never seen before perform, like the Dark Room. I know one of the dudes from that for a long time, and I've just never seen them as a group perform together, so that's gonna be cool.
Cool. Yeah. A lot of those, well, some of them are the same people from the first biomass, so I'm stoked to see them perform again, but
Yeah,
a lot of freshies for me too, so.
yeah. Lee Recca is coming back.
Mhm.
Demented, of course, is playing. They're doing a Bio Gang set also. It's a couple of like Freak's girlfriend Jess is going up, and then Shelly B is going up, and there's a couple new faces. T Lolly Rot. This will be their
Oh
first
yeah,
show.
T
Yeah,
Lolly Rot.
Tony.
I get
This
to
will
meet Tony now, finally.
Yeah, I love Tony. This will be their first show in Southern California since moving back. Crazy White Boy just joined up with Biofreak Records, so this is gonna be his inaugural performance with the group.
Tight.
Yeah. Who else am I missing? Renaissance Manson. Never met him before, but he is Tony's friend, and Tony put him on, so that's gonna be cool. He seems like a real cool guy. Uh, fuck. Who else am I missing? Who else am I missing? You, of course. Oh, and then um, we kept having people switch out. Like at first, Hans was supposed to do it, but then he had to drop, and then we got Lee Recca on, and then Grangerville was supposed to do it, which um they're cool as fuck also, but something came up and they had to drop, and then now we got Mr. Doja on, who is from Grim Reality Entertainment, and those of the people who listen to this show that are from like the horrorcore juggalo world, super underground hip hop stuff. That's I want to say, uh, I don't want to misquote anything, but I believe JP the Hustler and Insane Poetry created that label at some point. But so it's cool. It's gonna be cool to have Mr. Doja out and meet him, and yeah,
Nice. That'll be super rad.
yeah. Had to plug everybody in the whole show since we're talking about it.
Yeah, totally.
So, yes, yes, exciting time.
Yas.
It's always a little nerve wracking though. I don't know why. Like I'm not nervous to. I'm more nervous to promote than I am to perform.
Yeah. It's always like, am I doing enough? Like, I could, like, am I posting this flyer too much? Like, and
You can never post a flyer
reels.
enough, really. But
True, true.
you know, this time what we did different this time around versus last time is last time I just made the flyer, we posted it on Facebook, and then we went around Ventura and Oxnard and posted them up. This time, uh, I made the flyer. We've been posting it online. I made a commercial. We're posting that, and I've been running ads on the commercial. I put like $300 into like meta ads for the commercial for the trailer, which is that is a nightmare. Let me tell you that. I hate running meta ads, and I'll explain why in a second. If you have you ever done it?
No, I've been wanting to like boost one of my posts for a minute, but
Okay.
it says like you can't, it doesn't post it with the song that you choose. And I'm like,
Well, you
well,
have to
that's
like
like the whole point.
yeah, you kind of have to custom make the video and then upload it. So like I did it.
Got you.
I used a special app and then put a song in the background so that the video already had the song embedded in it instead of
Okay.
using Facebook's music.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things that I don't like about I mean, Facebook Reels are fine. There's nothing wrong with posting those, but running ads on there is just like so I've put in so far because I've been running it I think for like 50 days or something like that. I think I started running it like February 2nd, and it's gonna run all the way until March, the day of the show, March 23rd, and it's like charging me like $5 a day, but it's not consistent. Like
Okay.
with how it charges me. Like I don't get it doesn't pull out $5 every day. It just charges me like randomly I'll get like, oh, he charged you $45 today. And then another time it'll be like, we charge you $77 today. And I've gotten like multiple different charges for like different amounts. And then like just this morning I got charged one for like $45 and then another one for $5. Like why is it two separate charges at the same time, like within 20 minutes of each other? I don't know
Yeah.
how they calculate it because it's not like an end of the week thing. It's like it could be in the middle it could be any day of the week at any time. Like
Yeah.
6 in the morning, 5 p.m., whatever. Like I don't understand how they do it. Doesn't make any sense to me. And there's not really like anything that explains it. So that's super annoying because
Yeah.
sometimes I'll forget like that the ad is running and like it'll overdraft me in my bank account because I forget that I need to keep
Mm.
money in there uh and not have cash on hand instead. So because I have a habit of pulling cash out because I like having cash sometimes. So and then not leaving enough in my bank account, and then they hit me with $77. I'm just like, fuck, god damn it. So
Fuckers.
that's annoying. But the other annoying thing, and this could be a problem of like maybe the trailer just sucks, but um, like 13,000 people have seen it, but the average person turns it off after like 12 to 18 seconds
Huh.
on a 60-second ad, and I'm like, is the ad just not good? I mean, I'm sure there's people who've watched it all the way through, but it doesn't tell me. It just tells me the average.
Mhm.
So, either everyone is like super short attention span or the ad sucks. And I don't know. I don't know. There's no real way to explain it. And I either have to keep making better and better ads and hopefully one of them like I'll just get the hang of it, or I'm just going to be throwing my money at Facebook and it's doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know, after 13,000 people seeing the ad, though, I'm curious if anyone actually shows up just off of that. Like, and then we also went around town. Me and Tony went to Ventura and we did flyers all over Ventura. And then, uh, freaking Jess went all over Oxnard and flyers all over Oxnard. We didn't do, uh, Camarillo this time just because we didn't have enough people or enough time to do it. But we covered more ground in a day than we did last time. So, yeah,
Well,
so
you guys are putting in the footwork.
yeah, we'll
I
see what
only
happens.
I only posted like 2 actual flyers for the Pisces Psyop Fest. But where maybe maybe I only posted 1, but it was all over social media and everyone, like a bunch of people was reposting it too. So
Okay.
I think that helped a lot. Um
I mean,
yeah,
we've when we did the flyers in person, we went kind of crazy with it. Like me and Tony were going downtown Ventura, and every time we saw a blank wall, we'd be like, flyer, flyer up. We just on walls all over downtown, we probably put up 20 flyers, and then and all the different smoke shops, and then there was a sex shop that we put one up in, and left some here, left some there. Um, fucking we hit every smoke shop in Ventura to put one up, except
yeah.
one of them, I think, which was a little far out of the way on the avenue. We didn't do that one, but um, yeah. And then I don't have a list of all the places that Jay hit, but I guess they said that they hit all the smoke shops and they were even going to the Center Point Mall in Oxnard and handing flyers out to people. So,
There you
you know,
go.
yeah, so we'll see how many people show up. I'm hoping that it's a good turnout and got some good talent locally. Lee Rekka is from the 805. He kills it. Um, the Dark Room has a pretty popular following, so I'm hoping that they pull some people out as well. Um, I need to ask them to post the flyer again because it's been a while since they've posted it. But
Yeah. I have a friend who might come out with me,
oh,
so that's
dope.
super cool. Her mom lives out in Oxnard, and she's like, "You have a show out in Oxnard? I want to come with you." I'm like, "Please do." Like,
Hell
it's
yeah.
so far. Like I'd never have anyone come out to those. I mean, it's only been one show so far, but
Yeah,
like it's
but
such a drive for me, but I
it
would love to
is.
have her.
It is a drive. It is a good, hefty 3.5 to 4 hour drive. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Last time I barely made it, but this time I have the day off. So I will be
Oh,
heading out
perfect.
earlier and I will get there earlier to help set up and whatnot.
Awesome. Awesome. What time
Yeah.
you think you're gonna show up?
I don't know. I mean, I could get there pretty early. Like, I don't know. I could get there like 2, 3.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, if you
Okay.
the earlier you leave and beat rush hour, like you're better off anyway.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I was thinking earlier too, but
I don't
I
think you
don't
need to
really
be
know.
any earlier than that because the venue doesn't
Yeah.
open up till 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Um, and then when I'm going into town and I'm getting lunch with some family, so I
You'll
probably
be
won't.
around.
I probably won't be there till like 2 or 3 anyway. So
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Biomass.
Biomed. Yes. Do you have any other shows other than Biomass? Do you have any other shows planned?
I do have another one coming up in April. So, I am now part of like a management team, kind of. I guess she's my booking manager. Her name's Roxy. And it's the Rockstar Management, like girls are having a show, April 13th in Ocean Beach at a place called Humbled Heart. And it's like a thrift store during the day, and at night they like put all the clothes away and they turn it into like a music venue. So
Oh yeah.
super stoked to be playing there. Never been there before, so it's a little closer to home, so that's pretty cool. And
Hmm.
it's an all-girls show. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
everyone's welcome to join, but everyone
Yeah.
performing. I think we do have one special guest though, Michael Gabriel, um, who is not a girl, obviously, but but
Okay.
he is a dear friend of Roxy's, and it'll be super cool to have him there because he's doing the damn thing here in North County. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That's dope.
I'm
That's super
connecting
sick.
with more people in this area. So pretty
Yes.
cool.
Well, we're planning on we just got a new venue to work with. Love Fresh Mex, but we've always wanted a venue with a better location, and
Hmm.
we'll still work with Fresh Mex and bounce around between cities and stuff like that, just so we're
Hmm.
not being too many shows at one spot. But found a place that's really cool. It's called the Rabbit Hole, and
Okay.
we're booking our first show there for a bigger artists tour. We're booking them uh May 9th. So that's our test run show to see if they like us being the right now we'd be the only promoters working with them. So we would be the like house promoter basically if things go well and they like us. So we'll be doing more stuff there. But
Okay.
they're opening up. It's a bar that's like Alice in Wonderland themed, so it's like super like a bunch of black lights and cool designs and colors and themed
Hi.
drinks and stuff. Yeah, it's a really fucking like trippy, dope looking bar. It's a
I love
little
it.
it's a little closer. It's in the valley out here, so it's like 40 minutes closer to you, and
Okay.
it's 20 minutes away from me. So I like that also. It
Yeah,
makes it
totally.
easier for me to promote and I've been wanting to do more shows closer to like LA anyway because I love Ventura County and there's a lot of dope artists out there and whatnot. But it's a little the music scene out there has always been a little apathetic. Um and not like the artists, I mean, but like the fan goers, it's always like really hit or miss
Mm.
from my experience out there. People don't want to pay the cover charge to get in for like underground artists, and they only go really to support their friends. And then everything's expensive. We've always wanted to find a venue that doesn't want to charge us to perform there. We want to be able to have kind of like a house thing where we do like a door split or something. And there was a great venue I lived in. It was called the Golden China. They had a good
Mhm.
stage, they had a decent sound setup, and the guy Gary who ran it was awesome. We The deal was perfect. It was the promoter kept everything from ticket sales at the door, and then after they made $700 at the bar, we split the bar tabs. So like, if we sold, $1,200 worth of drinks in a night, then we split $600. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's
or
tight.
$500. So we'd walk away with money. You know what I mean? And we'd be able to pay artists even. So
Yeah.
and low door fee costs and stuff like that, like $5-10 entry for people to get in and shit like that. And
Mhm.
so that was great, but they got demolished and they're building a hotel where it used to be. So
Oh man.
yeah,
Well,
so we
that's a cool like offer to come up to people
yeah,
for future venues, be like,
yeah.
can we do
And
this? Like negotiate a little bit, but
well, I think the guy owned the land,
mm,
because I think they've been there for a really long time, and I think it was family owned. So he owned the land, I believe, and they had been wanting to take it from him for a while to build something there, but he fought it. And just I think he ended up selling it because he just wasn't in the best health to like manage everything. And um but like it was dope. It was a Chinese restaurant, but it also had like a great bar. It was like $5 for a drink, and they were all heavy pour, and it had a huge parking lot. And there was a Mexican restaurant behind it. This was like it was in a big lot right off the freeway, and there was no houses around or anything like that, so we could just bump music. So once the Mexican restaurant was gone, you could also open up the entire back area, and there was like DJs and big raves in the back because it was right off the freeway, because there was no the sound didn't affect anybody. So it was like you could throw big fucking shows there. Um and I've been to some really cool, like where there was two stages. They had the main stage with rave music playing, and then they had the outdoor stage, and it was like it was such a fucking cool venue and such situation. And I'm so sad that it's gone. And it's like I used to run sound there also for like a bunch of I worked there for a while, so I was promoting shows there, but I was also working there on weekends doing like metal shows and the Ex Machina fucking industrial scene and the fucking punk shit. So it was cool to like really be involved, and that's when like I really enjoyed the music scene there, probably the most. But uh yeah, it's been gone for a while, and it's been hard to find a venue that's as fucking dope as that. So
yeah, I feel ya. It's always sad when a good venue shuts down. There's this one we always talk about in Oceanside called the Royal Dive. And I wouldn't say it was like the greatest venue, but it was like definitely like the dopest dive bar. And like there was a lot of really, really cool shows that went on there. So
hell yeah.
lots of memories, lots
Yeah.
of reminiscing.
Yeah, Van when I met Van like in person, he had come out and stayed with me for a weekend while I was working at this venue, and I brought him to some shows, and he got in like a fight with people, and like was all bloody, and like it was just a whole crazy, how Van was. So it was just it was a whole crazy scene. And so it was just like I have a lot of memories at this place, basically. You know what I mean? So I totally understand that. Interesting times. There was back when the industrial shows were playing, they sectioned off an area as a BDSM room, and you could go back there, and they had like a BDSM room, but they had like whips and paddles and like other things like that. And I remember the sound booth is in the BDSM room. So like I was like watching like weird kinky shit go on, and then I'd go out and spank some chick with the paddle. And it was funny. It was fun. It was fun stuff.
Tight. That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, good time. Good times. A lot of interesting memories there. You know, it's so hard to find a venue that just will let you go wild like that, and
Yeah.
not charge you an arm and a leg. Like they paid us more than they would take, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um But then again, maybe that's why they didn't end up lasting. So
So I saw on the flyer there's gonna be dancers at
yes,
this one.
we have go-go
Go-go
dancers.
dancers?
Yeah,
Fuck
we have
yeah.
two or three of them. Um,
Cool.
yeah, that's thanks to Tony. They're Tony's
Okay.
friends. Yeah, so Tony knows these uh Fimales chicks, just dancers. You know, they all grew up with him, I guess, or them. Sorry, I apologize, but they grew up with Tony, I think, or went to school. I don't know the situation or like how they know all these dancers. Um, but they're cool. You know, I met them. They're cool.
Yeah.
They're cool
Yeah.
people. You know, and it's the idea of having people out to like dance and hype people up and all of that is kind of what we've been going for
Mhm.
in the past we've done shows where we worked with this place called Stack, which I don't know if they're around anymore, but they were called Save the Art Culture. And they used to bring out like painters and they would paint live like on canvas and stuff like that and or
Tight.
do like graffiti or something like that. Like they did a lot of cool stuff and that's how I knew most of the vendors at the time, but now a lot of them I don't think are active anymore. But there was a handful of times where they would bring out like models who would come in like a bikini and they would paint the models, and it was just like there's cool shit like that that's like really like novelty that helps bring in customers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I go to a few goth shows down here in San Diego. I have a few friends that put them on and stuff, and I don't go down there as often because it's in San Diego, so it's like where I'm at, it's like an hour drive from me still.
yeah,
But they usually have a lot of like go-go dancers at their events too. And I just like the vibe it brings, you know? Because then I feel like everyone else wants to dance and stuff too. So I think that's a great call.
yeah. No, I mean we've been wanting to do more stuff like that, but it's just something's just finding good help nowadays is very difficult. A
Hmm.
lot of people have commitment issues, and like we with this one, we've had a lot of like vendors. Like it's at the last show we had, there was plenty of vendors, but this time it's like kind of wishy washy. A lot of people being like, "Oh, we can't vend this time," or I think we got maybe one or two vendors for this show. The DJ's situation, I guess I don't mind disclosing here. We don't have a DJ for this show. We had one DJ, which was supposed to be the same one from last time. He said he was gonna do it, and then he decided that he doesn't want to work that night or something like that. He's gonna let us rent the
Mm.
lights from him still, but he doesn't want to do the DJing. And then we had another person like in line for DJing, and then they backed out. Now we're kind of like scrambling to find a DJ because now we're just like fuck, like don't have a DJ. But
Hmm.
which sucks, and we were hoping to have more vendors. We were hoping to expand, but that's just one of those natures of the things. Sometimes people just can't do it, or it's just bad timing because one of the vendors is going on vacation at that time, so else she would have
Mm.
done it. And then some people I don't think could pay for the booking fee or didn't want to pay the booking fee, or we put up ads for vendors, but every fucking vendor that hit us up to want to do it was a food vendor, but it's a
Mm.
restaurant and they sell their own food. So like we didn't want to step on toes, and then you know that kind of stuff. I'll talk to the vendor, or the venue owner,
Hmm.
and see how he feels about it. But I didn't want to say yes to anybody until we talked to him, so I just figured this time around it was just safer to not take any food vendors. Um, but just stuff like that kind of happens, but we'll start expanding. Eventually we want to do some of the stuff that we used to do. Like we were supposed to have a piñata at the last one, but it didn't work out because there was nowhere to hang the piñata. So we
Mm.
ended up just giving it away as a gift and the raffle. Um and in past shows when I used to promote with Hans, uh we used to have like a station with like retro video games and people like sitting down and playing those in between sets and stuff like that, and just
Yeah.
different little entertaining things around to keep people occupied while we get the next artist set up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So people don't get bored. It's always nice to have plenty of things for people to do while the band's set up.
Yeah,
You know?
totally.
Yeah, because not
And
everyone.
usually that's where a DJ comes in too,
Yeah, so they'll
a little bit.
open up the dance floor a little bit, let
Mhm.
people just dance and mingle. So yeah, little bit of a rocky road for this one, but we're hoping as we get more established and we meet more people, like we just need to meet, reliable DJ and what else, other things, and I'm hoping the dancers want to come back for the next show,
Mhm.
or maybe we'll just do something a little different for each one. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Just
Yeah. Fuck, maybe I need to learn how to DJ.
well, I've thought about is buying the DJ like deck
Mhm.
or like a controller and bringing that out and then looking for people who would want to intern and learn how to promote shows and DJ and do stuff like that and kind of show someone the ropes of like
Mhm.
sound because I was trained in live sound, so I could intern or have someone intern for us and kind of show them how all this stuff works if they'd want to, and then once they grow out of it or they don't want to do it anymore, find someone else. But you know, that's not an answer for everything because I've tried stuff like that before when I was running when I was filming Act Accordingly. I tried looking for interns and I tried doing, looking for volunteers and extras, and people would say, "Oh yeah, I'm down," and then like not show up, or just ghost or whatever. So
Nature of the game, nature of the beast.
yeah, yeah, you got to go through a lot of crap before you get to something good.
Yeah, well, this drops tomorrow. Maybe someone will hear it and be like, "I can DJ on the 23rd." You never
Hopefully,
know.
hopefully, I'm not too concerned about it. Like I said,
Yeah.
um, we've done a lot to promote this one, so I think it'll be a good turnout. It'll be at least as good as the last one's turnout. I'm certain
Mhm.
of that at least. And then what was I gonna say? Um, Honestly, as long as everyone kills it on stage and the turnout's good, I don't really care about all the other extra,
Yeah.
the auxiliary proliferary stuff. It's just that's for the guests. It's not for me. I don't give a fuck about all that. But I just want to put on the best show for everyone else. And as long as everyone's happy and they came for the music, that's which is the main draw and attraction anyway. Um, so we're good. We're Gucci.
Yeah.
You know,
It'll all work out. It'll
I
be a
think so.
blast. It'll be a
Well, the
blast.
last one was a blast also.
I know. I was so
Mhm.
excited for the next one. I was like, when are we doing it?
I know, right? So the venue owner was excited for the next one also. He wanted us to do it like the month, the next month, and we're just like, no, no, we need to
A
space them
little
out a
bit of
little bit,
time.
little
Yeah.
space. One of the things that I'm trying to follow is it's like I don't want to perform in the same city uh more than like every 3 months. Like
Mhm.
I don't want to do. Unless it was a really good offer, like if the Ventura Theater, like if, a big artist was touring and went to the big theater and they asked me to do it like the weekend after, I would do it. But um
Yeah.
promoting these kind of things, like I want to give it some breathing room, every 3 months. Every three
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Plus,
I follow this dude Bacon Bits on Instagram. Have
yeah,
you seen that guy?
I follow him on TikTok, but yeah.
Yeah. And there's this one of them. I mean, I feel like all those people kind of repost their videos every few weeks or something, but there's one that he's like, if you don't want to be a local musician, stop doing local musician shit.
Yeah. No, he's cool.
Yeah.
He's
And
cool
I'm
after.
like, damn, like I can go to open mics all I want, but if I
Yeah.
want to step my game up, like I gotta stop doing that.
And there's nothing wrong with open mics, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I tell people like open mics are a great like practice, and you never know who's going to become a fan from it because people go to open mics just because it's fun. But um I'm very niche with my music, so I like to kind of hit more niche markets, like specific demographics. So I'm really I target specifically like what I'm going for with my shows, and like to bring specific people out because I talk about a lot of fucked up stuff in my music sometimes. So I'm not trying to like, you know, uh scare away the normies.
Yeah, yeah.
um
I had to do that with at the show this past Sunday, but I wanted to have my family come out. Like I went to my friend's show and his parents were there and I was like they were so happy to see him. They're like, "Oh, you did great." Like, and I was like, why don't my parents do that? And I was like, oh, probably because I never invite them. But so I invited them to this one since it's like a birthday show. And I had them bring, since it was from 2 to 9, I had them bring Sebastian for a little bit, but just for like earlier in the day because it's still a school night. And like I had them stay for the Rose Cult set. But I'm like, yeah, it's probably better that they don't stay for the Mommy Blush set because, yeah, I do talk about a lot of fucked up shit in my
yeah,
music. So.
yeah, like castrating men and stuff like that. It's always fun.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff, but I get it. That's why I don't invite my grandma to my shows or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, it's fun stuff. Fun stuff. But yeah, I like doing it very specifically, and but I also know what my target demographic is that I'm going for, and like the kind of person that I know would probably enjoy my music. And I think there are people that would enjoy it that I'd be surprised that would enjoy it for sure.
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah. Sometimes you pick and choose, and I also have so many other things going on that like I have to prioritize, like this show, for instance, and how I
Yeah.
was pulling my hair out trying to just make it on time to do this interview or discussion on. I guess it's not even really an interview, we're just talking at this point, but
I know. We're just two friends talking, shooting the shit.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
promoting the show. We're talking about show stuff.
yeah, we're talking about important stuff, and I also have some non-important stuff for us to talk about as well.
Mm.
Yeah. um so you got that show coming up. That's exciting.
I have Biomass and then the Rockstar Showcase in April. Those are my only ones that are like
Like
in the
set in stone,
books.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I've been talking to Brittany for Mr. Peabody's, our
Yes.
friend Britt,
Brett.
and it's Brittany, bitch.
Yeah, she's great. She's
Um,
great. She's a sweetheart.
yeah, yeah. So hopefully we can get something set up there, maybe in
Yeah.
summer. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I was a little confused about it because I thought she was gonna be booking it, but now that you're booking it, so I was like, I was just confused about the whole situation because I messaged her the other day about it, and she said that she was gonna talk to her sister, and now I'm just like, uh, just keep me in the loop,
Yeah,
keep me in the loop for sure, and then I'll keep Hans in the loop, or you keep Hans in the loop yourself, whatever works. But so I know she said that she wanted me and Hans to come out.
yeah. I definitely want to do a show with you guys too. Like I wanted to get you guys on the Pisces one, but I mean, I threw that together last minute, so it didn't work
Yeah.
out, but I definitely want to do a show with you guys
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
I would have loved to have come out if I wasn't like every other day in the negative on my bank account.
I get it. It's okay.
Yeah, so but glad that that went well, and I'm excited, and hopefully that we'll do some summer stuff for the Mr. Peabody show.
Yeah, I had just hit her up because I was like, I think I was just trying to like plant seeds from what we had talked about.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, Zach had mentioned that we'd do a show there. And then she's like, oh, yeah, here's my phone number. And then I text her, and then it was just kind of like, we've kind of been playing phone tag. And then she just hit me up the other day and she's like, hey, this is really random, but my sister needs some team members for her baseball thing. Can you come out tonight? I'm like, I can't. I have my son. And she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna send you her email so you guys can talk about booking a show, So
Okay. That's a step
But
in the right direction. So,
yeah, so we can all definitely be on the loop for that. I haven't
oh yeah,
emailed her sister yet, but definitely, hopefully summer, fingers crossed.
hell
We can
yeah.
get some shows in.
That'd be great. I need to make a trip down there anyway. Like I was saying, I gotta hit all the record stores, and I have too many CDs.
I know
I
you're a
bought
beast for that.
I have so many of them. If I could show you right now, I think like 750 CDs sitting in my closet right now. I have no room to get in there, and I just like you know I didn't know how to promote it, and I knew I'd be doing shows more frequently, so I wanted stuff to just like hand out to people, and I wanted to be able to go to all the record stores and put stuff on the racks, and like mail stuff to people that wanted one or who were a part of it. So I was just like, you know, took out a small loan of $1 million and fucking no, I'm kidding, but I went ham on this. I'm trying to fucking make something happen. And I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere, but as far as I know, most of these CDs ended up in the trash. But
Well, at least you're trying, and
gotta do something.
it's an experiment, if anything.
Yep,
I I get
absolutely.
I get to learn vicariously through you, so
Yeah, I'll be the guinea pig. I definitely don't recommend getting that many CDs.
you got 1,000?
Got 1100.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, dropped a good rack on that. So, and then but I would say a good portion of it was paid through like pre-sales that I made. I did pretty well on pre-sales, and I had some people just they only wanted one CD, but they gave me like $100. I had a couple
Mm.
people do stuff like that. So, I paid for I don't know, maybe like a quarter of it, but the rest I paid out of pocket. But still exciting stuff.
At least it was a portion of it was already paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. You
That
know,
helps.
well, the thing is it's like the way I looked at it is this CD is to help hype up for my next like actual album that I'm doing.
Hmm.
And I figured I could pay for Facebook ads, but
Yeah.
that as I'm seeing right now isn't a very good use of my money. Um or I could buy flyers and hand flyers out, but I was like if I got CDs and just treated them like flyers, that's like effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a little cooler because people love like I went when I was doing flyers the other day in Ventura. I ended up going back out by myself once everyone was done, and I tried to do some more flyers and hand some stuff because I had flyers left over. But
Yeah.
Tony went with their boyfriend, and Jess and Jay had to go home with the kids because they had the kids. Um, so I was like, you know what, I got a stack of flyers left over that we didn't get to put out at businesses. I'll go hand some out downtown. It's a Saturday night. There's got to be people down there. I brought some CDs with me and met a couple at a bar and they were talking with me and I gave them a CD and it was cool. It was cool, stuff like that. Stuff like that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, people get stoked when you hand them free merch, even if they hate it, even if the guy makes fun of it. It's like he's still stoked in the moment and that's kind of cool, whatever. But
Yeah. I need to get stickers. I'm out of stickers, but I have a
yeah,
few designs that I've never done anything with, so I need to re-up and then that'll be my free give out thing.
yeah, stickers are a good one too. I have those also, which I got rid of like half of the stickers already. I didn't get nearly
Mhm.
as many stickers as I got CDs. Um,
But that's cool too, because yeah, I mean, when you are handing out like, do you hand out the flyer with the CD, like both at the same time?
well, but the thing is we didn't hand out a lot of flyers on our part. We went more around
Gotcha.
like went to stores and asked them if they could put it up in their window, or we
Gotcha.
went and put them up on walls. So I did have CDs on me, but carrying around like boxes of CDs to like hand out with each flyer was a little more difficult.
Yeah.
I just had a couple in my pocket just in case we ended up talking to someone that might have been interested. Um,
Yeah.
but aside from like talking to businesses, we didn't talk to a lot of people like that. So, eh, you know, I feel I have 75 more record stores on my list that I have to hit up, and
Okay.
I feel like once I do all of those, it'll take up half of my stock, and then the shows that I have this year will take up probably a good portion of it as well.
Yeah.
And I want a couple hundred leftovers for um when I have my album done. I'm aiming to have it done for my birthday next year. Once I have that done, I will have some of the mixtapes left over so that when people buy one of those CDs, they could also get a free mixtape with it. So,
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be kind of like a part A, part B, where the mixtape, all the beats are kind of in the same like realm of like sonically, but they
Okay.
were just the beats that just didn't make the cut because they didn't quite fit the project enough, or they weren't all up to par as far as their like production and stuff like that. So
Damn.
yeah,
I'm excited for this new project. You have a lot of
I got a
like,
lot of projects going on right now.
well,
It's
you have a lot on the demos and rejects. So if that's the stuff that didn't make it,
Yeah, well, there was a couple extra I threw in there that were like last second, but then the album is only going to be 10 songs, but
oh, okay.
I'm working on some other stuff. Comfortably Scum 3 is in the works right now and other shit.
Mhm.
So, you know,
Tight.
I don't want to spoil anything else, but
I'm fishing it out of you.
I know, I know. What about you? What new music are you working on though?
Um, well, I was working on like a punk thing with my old punk guitarist, Johnny Rocker. But that's kind of taking another hiatus.
It happens.
Yeah, we had gotten a song done and it turned out really good. But it's just clashing of two artists pretty much. And not even really clashing. It's just I don't know. It's just not working out right now. But I am working on recording some of my more like indie stuff, so like more Rose Cult stuff. I'm encouraging Mary to do like some solo stuff as well, just because I think it's like we have a really good sound together, but we also have really good songs that are like have their individual sounds that are like separate from each other, you know? And I don't want the like anything to kind of get like overshadowed by one another, you know? So I really want her to have like her own spotlight on like her music and her art form too. And so um just trying to get her on Spotify and stuff and just doing that. But that's kind of her project. And then we're going to be
Hmm.
doing Rose Cult stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then I do have a few songs that I'm working on. Um this dude Kenny let me see how you say his last name. He hit Yeah, Truhn. He hit me up a few months back and he actually met Diastro like in 2020 or did a show with him and like had met Van like one time, like his last show out in Massachusetts or something.
Hmm.
And I was like, well, do you have any beats? Because I need some beats.
Oh
And
yeah.
so he showed me some stuff, and it's not everything he sent me I'm working with, but there's a song that we're working on together. And then one of the beats, I just kind of like Frankenstein like two ideas together and created a full song. So I need to actually record it. It kind of just fell into my lap yesterday. I was like, wait, if I put these lyrics with these ones, oh my gosh, it fits perfectly. So I have to record that. And yeah, but I don't have any full projects like EPs or anything. Most of them are just like singles that I'm working on. Um, I don't I don't know if you remember Joseph is it Joseph Back or Joseph Black? He sent me a beat the other day too.
The guy that
Um,
performed at Heshfest, the first one.
yes, yes. I want to, yeah, because I've met him through Katie, and I want to say he did a few shows down in San Diego with us before, and I'm not sure if it was Hush Fest or not.
There is someone from Heshfest who is just like he was a dope rapper. I can't remember his name though. It might have been Joseph Black, but I don't remember if he was a dope rapper. If we're thinking about the same person, I thought he was sick. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's a great rapper. I didn't realize he made beats. He hit me up kind of around the same time that Kenny did. And it's a dope little bop. I like it. The only thing is like his computer crashed, so this is like the only version of this beat we have, which is I've created some songs like that, but just singles. Just because we don't have the stems, so like I do you know Max Guerrero? He does
never met him, but I know the name from like you and Katie and stuff. So yeah.
so Max usually like works with the stems of the beat and he'll like mix and master or edit it however he needs to. But he's done some of my songs where I don't have the stems and we just work with it.
Mm.
So
Dope.
yeah, just kind of working on some singles right now. I think I had mentioned on the Rose Cult one last year that I was working on a song with this dude named Hello Satan, which
Yes.
I'm still like that song is still gonna be released at some point, but it's just been a communication thing. Um, so yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's difficult when like you have like so many different turning or moving parts and different people involved with that. You know, you have to work with. You know, I get it because I have to work with different producers, and then I
Mhm.
don't like mixing and mastering my own stuff. So I got like my buddy Rich, who I work with on that. Like I think you've talked with Rich before.
Yeah.
You know, so I've had a lot of that in my life as well, so I get it, and that's why I think that's partly why it takes me a long time. I also just I'll sit there and I'll write something and I'll just absolutely hate it and then drive myself crazy. And then until I get something that I'm happy with that beat. But I mean, doing singles is dope. Doing singles is dope. It's underrated. A lot of people don't give enough credit to singles, I think so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've mostly only done single. I mean, I've done that one EP, Wicked, and then
Hmm.
like when I was in Burp, we've had a few EPs, but I've never done like a full-length album. Um, Not that I don't want to, but also like once I finish a song, I just kind of want to release it, and I'm
Yeah.
like not patient,
Well,
but
they say it's the better way to do things right now.
mhm.
They say that like you could put a lot of time and money and effort into an album and then drop it, and then at the end of the day you're just promoting that one album when you could be promoting like, you know, just song after song after song after song, and you could put more effort and more finances into it on a per song basis.
Yeah.
And that a lot of that, like especially if you see like people on TikTok, like everyone on TikTok does it that way right now. They're, you know, they do a song, they promote it for a few months, and then they move on to the next one. They promote that for a few months, drop it, and continue on. And you know, and it works for a lot of people. And I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm just kind of stuck in that olden like you gotta have you know, you gotta have a record, you gotta have a record, you know, kind of situation. I do want to do more singles, and this year I'm mostly doing singles. I
Mhm.
guess since we're talking about other projects, like maybe I don't know if Comfortably Scum 3 is coming out late this year or if it's coming out like uh like March next year, or if we're pushing
Okay.
it to summer next year. I don't know about Comfortably Scum 3, so it's kind of up in the air when we're
Mhm.
releasing that. Me and Freak Show are talking about doing a duo EP called I guess you know, since we're already I have a little bit of wine in me, so I don't mind, you know,
Go
promoting it a
for
little
it.
bit. We're doing a duo EP called Freakmeister.
Okay.
Um
Tight. I like the name.
yeah, we got like 5 or 6 songs that we have. He's recorded like a hook on one of them, and that's it. That's all we've done. So
Okay.
I'm hoping that I need it after my trip to Japan, which I would talk about on every episode now. Um, I'm going to sit down and start writing to that. And I would like to get that done by biomass for the Halloween biomass this year,
Okay.
so that me and him could do like a group set kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, which at that point we might be a good time to fix up and do Black Sheep, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely should. That would be, we could have it done by, we could perform it by then,
Yeah, just
I
like I
think.
told you, I just have to fix the beat and things like that.
Yeah. I
Make
didn't
it.
realize the beat needed to be fixed. I was like, come
Yeah,
on, we could do it.
yeah. It was
Fuck it.
because the guitars he actually recorded and performed those himself, and then sent me those files. But then the files are gone, so the whole thing is like it's all fucky. So
We could just play the beat and he could play the guitar live. That'd
and
be
and
super.
rap at the same time.
Yeah, why not?
That would be sick. That would be pretty hardcore
uh,
if he
I
does it. But
challenge you, freak show. No, I'm just kidding.
maybe not this time around.
Yeah, maybe for the Halloween one.
Maybe for the
But
Halloween one.
that'd be a good fucking song.
That would
Like
be
that would be a hell of a performance.
lit for sure. So we got that, and then I got my album that I'm dropping hopefully for April, and then this next year is the big one for albums for me. This one I have probably half a dozen singles and like collab. Well, between the collabs and my personal singles, probably half a dozen just for this year, and I don't think I have any like big solo projects, but um, yeah, yeah.
Right. Right.
So do not beat yourself up on the album thing. A lot of these albums have been like years in the making, and albums take a long time to do that
Yeah.
shit, a long time to prep. Like the album that I want to drop next year, I've been working on since 2018. So it's like I need to just rip the band-aid off and finish
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
I feel
honestly,
you.
once these albums are all done, I don't want to do albums for a while. I just want to do singles. But
Yeah.
I've just gotten so balls deep into them that I have to finish them. So be luck. Consider yourself lucky there, because the pressure of doing albums can be a lot sometimes.
Yeah. I still don't know the direction that I'm going to do like the indie stuff. Like am I going to are we going to release it under Rose Cult or just do like a single there and then I could do like a single on Mommy Blush and like have Mary feature like I don't know. I'm still kind of like figuring out exactly how I want to do it all cuz I don't know if a few months back on my stories I was like bands are a scam and like fuck bands like not because of that but just because like I it's just I what I've seen when I go to shows and like a lot of the bands that I watch or my friends and stuff, I feel like the lead is very it's just like a very egotistical role kind of and my vision with Rose Cult was to kind of like have us all kind of if we wrote the song, we would sing it or sing the lead, but like we would switch per song and like,
Yeah,
kind of spotlight different people in the band.
try to be
And it
more
just,
even.
yeah, and it just, it's hard to run a band that way because like people do look for like the lead to kind of like, you know, be the decision maker and stuff, but like that's just not really how I want to do things. And
It's the whole band thing in general is difficult because even if you did do it that way, there's always a chance that one person writes the better song that like really picks up, and then
mhm,
like you'd have to deal with like people get jealous over stuff sometimes. You know what I mean? And
mhm,
it's very difficult. Like, because I started off in a rap group when I
mhm.
first started rapping back in the day, and you know, I feel like we all kind of were really competitive on like who is like quote unquote the front man, even though we were all supposed to be like equals. But like I was also a little egotistical myself at the time because I was young and I was less wise, but I also had the microphone and the laptop, and I was the one recording everybody, and even I was even recording their solo projects and doing the mixing for it at the time and pressing the CDs and stuff. So I kind of like I had a little bit of a power trip over it, which like isn't great, but at the same time, when they're not contributing very much, I feel a little entitled to be like, fuck you guys, we're doing it my way
Yeah.
or the
Speak up for
highway.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, so but it's that's why I don't really like doing group stuff anymore. And like I try again and again and again and again, and it always ends up the same way. And I'm just like, I kind of prefer doing the solo thing. I do love doing like I'm happy that me and Devin and like Ronnie are such good friends and that like Comfortably Scum works. But even at a certain point, I think we all kind of like once that runs its course, we kind of want to just do our own thing, and you know it's just it's better sometimes when things have an expiration date, or else it overstays its welcome. And
Yeah.
I'd rather end something on a great note than like keep pushing it and it end the same way that like my first rap group did, or how kind of cult music kind of fizzled out recently. Like
Hmm.
I don't like when things end like that. It sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And Rose Cole has kind of had a few ups and downs already. And so like I didn't even think that anyone would want to perform for my birthday show, but everyone was down. So I'm like, all right, let's do this. Like maybe we're just a reunion band and we pop out every once in a blue moon, but it's kind of taking on a life of its own. Like
Good.
we've had many people come in and out of it, and like we've had lots of different sounds going on, and we've never had like we've had like a few drummers kind of step in, but never like a consistent drummer. So like I think when you guys saw us, we didn't have a drummer, so it's
Yeah.
kind of become our thing. We're like the drumless band, but it's I don't know. We're just kind of seeing where it goes. But I definitely do have like an indie sound that I do want to start recording and like
Oh
getting
yeah.
out there more. But that's not to say I'm saying goodbye to hip hop. I
I
have
do like
these
I do
songs that
like your
have been.
acoustic stuff too, though. It's like,
Thank you.
of
It's
course.
definitely a different sound. Kind of lullaby-ish,
Hmm.
but kind of a folky rock, but
I feel like that kind of stuff is coming back into favor, and I feel like hip hop is kind of going out of favor again these days.
yeah, I've kind of seen a resurgence of like kind of
Yeah.
country-esque
Hmm.
kind of vibes
Oh,
coming back.
definitely. And I think last year hip hop was at an all-time low
Oh,
for
damn.
like record sales. Not like not like it was incredibly low. I still think it was one of the top genres in the world, but like it hadn't underperformed like that in like 20 years or something.
Yeah.
So, um, who knows? Maybe that was just a fluke, but some people are speculating that hip hop's kind of on the down, and it could go the way of punk rock, but who knows? We'll see. It's not
Yeah.
there yet. It could be another 10 years before that it hits that level, but
I've been seeing a lot of like jazz coming back. There's like I want to say there's like a jazz club in Oceanside. I think they have like a open mic there, but I've never been yet. But I've just been noticing like jazz influences a lot more in music. So I think
I
that's
see
gonna
that.
be like a thing.
I love
And
jazz. Jazz is dope. And I've been
yeah.
seeing on TikTok, I've been seeing like surgences of like bands that are mixing metal and jazz or punk rock and jazz, and they sound
Mm,
so fucking dope. They're so fucking
yeah.
cool.
Well, jazz
Yeah.
is like has no rules. I mean it
Mhm.
does, but
Yeah.
they're jazz rules. So
Yeah. They play
it's
by the
like,
beat of their own drum.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah. It's nice to see things kind of like have a little bit of a change. I'm not super a big fan of like the country stuff, but
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
um,
You know that Beyonce song though? Kind of fucking
I
slaps.
didn't hear it. I've heard of that it was something that happened, but I actually haven't heard the track yet.
You haven't even heard like even the intro
No.
on like TikTok or on a
I mean,
reel?
maybe,
Okay.
and I just didn't know it was that. But
I'm gonna send it to
when
you.
I think of please do. When I think of country, I think of like that Jason Aldean crap, and I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, fuck
ugh.
that.
I mean, there's obviously like better country that I've heard and I've actually liked, but
Yeah. Dolly Parton,
yeah, I mean, I love Johnny
Patsy
Cash. He's one of
Cline,
my
Johnny
favorite. Yeah, he's
Cash.
one of my favorites of all time. But
One of my first albums I ever bought myself. Um, I had a gift card to have you ever heard of The Warehouse?
no,
So it's kind of like a Blockbuster or FYE music, but it was called The Warehouse, and it they had VHS, but they had CDs and everything. Had a gift card there, and I bought a Leanne Rimes CD and Britney Spears Baby One More Time and a Disney pop hits. But the Leanne
okay,
Rimes was like kind of my introduction to country, but like it was kind of pop country. So like when I
okay.
heard other country that wasn't like that, I was like, I do not like this. Like, what is this? Like, this is not country, but I
Yeah.
just wasn't cultured in country.
Well, there's good country, I'm sure. I
Hmm.
think a lot of my disdain from for country is the like pop country shit that's out there, especially like the Jason Aldean stuff, and because so much of it sounds like that.
Yeah,
Like what he does, it's just um, I don't know. I've tried and I've heard like some more indie like country artists that sounded good, but I'm just like, it just doesn't
doesn't
do
do
it. Like,
anything.
yeah, it doesn't like it's good. Like, if I saw them live, I'd clap, but like I'm not gonna go out of my way and add this to my playlist or something. And you know, I'm kind of I like listening to like I don't know. I only listen to like friends or people I have on the podcast or like the stuff that I grew up listening to or um sometimes I find new artists on TikTok that I think are cool. Like I'm gonna shout out this dude Don Kennedy, who's a fucking madman. But I've been listening to his. He only has like 4 or 5 singles out or something like that. I think he's got to be younger. I think he's a younger kid, but I wouldn't know because he's wearing a mask, and his mask
Okay.
is a trash bag with a monocle. So it's like he's got to be like 19, 20 or something like that. But um, he's a cool cat and just weird, bizarro shit. And I love bizarro shit.
Yeah.
Bizarro
The
shit's where
weirder
it's
the
at.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactamundo. So, before we end this, I want to try something that I've never tried before on the show. So, you're going to be the guinea pig.
Okay.
I got this app that's for podcasters
Okay.
that's like, it shuffles like random questions to ask my guests.
Okay. Is
And
it
I've
like is it like one word answers like super quick or
Well, there's different like options. There's
okay.
different decks because it's like they're supposed to be like cards, and I could get physical cards for this, but they have different things. There's like interview deck, icebreakers, the hustle, how dare you. There's one specifically for like Beatles trivia. There's philosophy. There's what the fuck questions, like more tech stuff, true crime stuff, movie night stuff. So it's like it varies. There's a whole bunch of. I'm not gonna go through. There's like 50 different
Yeah.
decks, but
Okay.
um, how are you feeling right now with uh like what's your vibe right now? What are you feeling? You want like basic interview question stuff? You want some philosophy? You want some weird questions?
Oh man. Hmm. I would say ooh.
And
The
I've never gone through all the cards, so I don't know if these are gonna be trash or if it's gonna be like perfect. So we'll just play it by ear.
I would say either the what the fuck one cuz that one kind of captured my attention or like the philosophy.
Let's start with the what the fuck.
Okay.
What is the weirdest smell you have ever smelled?
Oh, no. Okay, well, one specific thing came to mind. Oh man, I am like beet red right now. Um, well, this is probably going to be a little TMI.
Nope, nothing's
Um,
too much information on this show. You know how
if
it
my
is.
family's listening, you might want to skip over this part. So one time I was hooking up with a dude and I don't think he had showered after work. Anyways, um, went down and it was very musky, like to the point where I like threw up and I was like I had never smelled anything like that in my life. And I told my friend cuz she's like a mutual friend and she was like, "No way." Like what
That's
the
amazing.
fuck? I was like, "Dude, I've never smelled anything like this in my life." Like
Yeah.
anyways, shower before you hook up with people. That's the moral of that story.
Yeah,
Or
it's
wipe at least. I don't know, little
unless well, that's the thing that I would imagine because like okay, balls can smell gross as fuck. I've smelled my own balls frequently. I smell them every day. You know, I always do the finger test with my own balls, like three or four times a day, just because I need to know. Um, I don't know if it's a problem or not, but I do it. But like, yeah, it can be ripe. So I do feel bad for people sometimes. But also, most people don't use a bidet. And I know they got some feces down there. No matter how much they wipe, they're smearing it around. If they got hair in their ass crack, they gotta have shit in there. And like when you're that close to it, you gotta smell a little bit of it. I'm like positive. I'm
Yeah.
positive you're smelling a little feces mixed in with some balls and gooch, you know.
Balls
So
and gooch.
balls and gooch. So
Write
yeah,
a country song about that.
damn old balls and gooch.
With some harmonica.
Right? Oh, that would be amazing. Um, okay. What is the most ridiculous fact you know?
Ridiculous fact.
That's what the card said. And we could skip anything you want to skip, you can just say skip. Also, we don't
Okay,
have
well, since I work with dogs, I learn a lot of interesting things about dogs. And so being a dog bather, dog groomer, you have to release their anal glands. And bigger dogs, you don't have to because their muscles are strong enough to do it, but little dogs need a little help. So that's why they you got to release their glands for
you
them.
gotta finger him a little bit.
Well, it's more of like squeezing the
Yeah.
butthole, but it's not like going inside. That's more of like the vet one. But it's
Oh,
still
okay,
gross.
okay.
It's still disgusting either way.
Yeah, I've heard about these squeezing the anal gland things. I hear a lot about it. In
Yeah,
fact,
but it's like it depends, like puppies can't like you don't really need to for puppies because they're too sensitive and elderly dogs are too sensitive. So you got to be
interesting.
careful with the glands.
Interesting. That's it's I've heard it being described as disgusting to smell, a disgusting scent to it.
Yeah, yeah, it's like fishy, which you wouldn't really think. It's like it smells like fish oil mixed with like
Like
shit.
shit.
Yeah. That's the
Interesting.
best way I can describe it.
Interesting.
But they're all different consistencies, so that's another fun fact. And colors.
Hmm.
Anyways, next question.
Have you ever sleepwalked or talked in your sleep?
Um,
I actually have a story for this one, but go on for you first. I'm asking you this question.
no, not really. I don't. My ex used to, both of them. He would sleep talk and sleepwalk, and there was some interesting stories out of that. But I don't won't air his dirty laundry or throw him under the bus, but
Understandable. My ex used to talk in her sleep, and I'm not gonna talk about what she said because it was never
Mhm.
important. It was always dumb, like just whatever
Yeah.
stuff. But um, apparently, I slept. I was also out very drunk this night, and she was staying the night with me, and apparently, like at one point in the middle of the night after I had passed out, I got up and I just pissed on the floor of my room, and then went back to bed. I just
That's
stood up. I stood up and just like right like face the wall, just pissed on the floor.
great.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That must have been a
I had no recollection of it whatsoever. But she told me about it in the morning, and I was like, oh god, that's embarrassing.
Did she clean it up, like, right away, or did she
No,
make you
no,
clean it up in the morning?
I cleaned it up in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she wasn't gonna clean up my piss, but
Good.
for my knowledge, I've never done that ever again since then. I also don't drink like that, but I mean, I do, but this was like I had taken a few year break from drinking, and then I had kind of just started getting back into drinking again around the
Mm.
same time me and her started hanging out. So yeah,
Your tolerance was low.
my tolerance is very low, and I was acting as if it wasn't low still. So, have you ever accidentally texted the wrong person, and how did it turn out? Or
Mm.
something embarrassing, I'm assuming.
Well, it wasn't the wrong person. So this was COVID, and, like, it was, like, right around the shutdowns, like, when everyone was, like, all everything was shutting down. I was working at this restaurant, and my friend sent me a text that was like, "Oh, these are the next school districts, or this is the next counties that are shutting down for restaurants," right? And I didn't even click the link. I just was like, "Oh, shit," and I was working in a restaurant, so I sent it directly to my manager. He was he was like, "Sally, what the fuck is this?" And I was like, "It's the list of all of the next counties that are getting shut down, like the next cities." And then I was like, "Oh, fuck." And then I clicked the link, and it was the one of the of the I can't even say it. It was the dude, it was the like, the big black dude
Yeah,
naked
he's
sitting
sitting
on
on the
his
edge of
bed.
the bed. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I right before you even said it, I knew exactly what you're talking about. I was like, "Oh God."
'Cause it went around to everyone around that time, but I, like I was so I didn't even open it before like, I sent it to a bunch of people, like, one of them was my manager.
That's
I was
hilarious.
like and I was just like, "Oh my god, Ron, I am so sorry, like, my friend sent this to me, and I just automatically sent it to you," like, he was really understanding, he was a great manager, but I was very embarrassed.
That is pretty hilarious. There was um there was one time which it's I didn't text the wrong person, but I texted the person the wrong thing. And I was working for a dispensary. We were a delivery service. And like sometimes in customer service, we had a text thing. So it's like we would answer the phone and do phone calls sometimes, but we also allowed text messages. So like if they prefer texting, we could just text them. And in customer service, if you've done it before, sometimes you just get sick of customers. And so like there was a lot of times where we would just talk shit about the customers at the office because they couldn't hear us, you know what I mean? And I was joking around, and we had this app, I forget what the app is called, but it connects to the phone so you could type and text on the computer and it sends it through a text message through the phone.
Okay.
And so I was typing on the keyboard, like just joking and like saying out loud, and my friend Ash was there, who was one of our delivery girls, and I was just talking, and I was gonna they asked for something, and I remember in my message I just like called them a bitch in the message, and I was like joking, like I'm not gonna send this, but then I instead of hitting delete I accidentally sent send, so I called the customer a bitch. And um they were like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We just had to fire this guy because he called you the bad word." And like I pretended like it was a completely different person that did that. And like we like he was and we're like he was just mad that he was getting fired and getting laid off. So he decided to just cause problems for us today. So like I was like, to make up for it, I was like, we'll give you a free eighth of weed. Like just like please don't tell anybody that this happened. Like and that was because I didn't mean to send it, and I was like,
What do I
no,
do? What do I
like
do?
I
What do I
just
do?
called the customer a bitch. Yeah, that was not good. Um, not my greatest moment.
Those bitch ass customers.
I hated working for the dispensary sometimes. So we had this one. Before I move on to the next card, we had this one customer. It was the worst. It was 4:20, so it's busy.
Hmm.
Busy as fuck. We had 3 drivers that day, which was the most that we ever had at any one point. And then on like a normal day, it'd be like one or two people in the office, and then like maybe 1 or 2 drivers, depending on how busy. But it was like we had 3 drivers, like 3 people in the office. We had one person like weighing and bagging stuff. We had one person making the labels. We had one person responding to everyone. So like we were just like we were crazy. And this lady, and like the wait times were like even with 3 drivers, the wait times were getting up to like 3 hours per person. You know what I mean? Like we'd be sending each person out with like 20 deliveries. You know what I mean? Like all day long, and it was like this lady was like, my husband is sick. He needs his eighth of gelato. We're just like, we're gonna get it to him as soon as possible. She's like, you don't understand. He needs to be hospitalized if he doesn't get his gelato. I'm like, lady, if he needs to be in the hospital, I don't think an eighth of weed is gonna fix him. Like you need
It's
to
not
get him
gonna
to the
do
hospital.
it.
You need to get him to the hospital. But like
That
she
man
was
needs some fentanyl. No, I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
exactly. Like a little bit of weed is not gonna fix whatever he's got going on if he can't wait 2 hours, you know what I mean? So that was, people are ridiculous. But let's move on. Toilet paper, over or under?
Over.
Over. I
You
agree.
do under your psychopath.
Yeah, my roommate does. I don't know why, because I do all the stocking of everything in the house because it's part of my job. I take care of the fucking house, which I would take care of the house anyway, just because like that you gotta take care of the house if you live in one. But I put all the toilet paper in the like the shared bathroom and stuff. I don't know why, but he always flips it to like under. He always flips it, and I flip it back, and we've never said anything about it, but like we have this like unspoken struggle of flipping it back and forth, and I don't get it. Um, it's got to be over. Have you ever been called a nickname that you hate?
Oh man, I get a lot of them because my name's Sally. So I've gotten Sally Wally Woo. My last name is, I mean, now I'm just giving I should give you guys my social too, but no, my last name is
Right?
Werner. So like all throughout grade school, high school, everyone would call me Sally Wiener. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
ha.
I get it. I used to get Sackmaster.
Sackmaster,
Yeah,
damn.
or Sackmeister, or some variation of it, or the Meisterbaiter or something like that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So there's those. For some reason, a lot of people call me Sally Mae. And I think it's from a song, maybe. I don't know, but not that there's anything wrong with a lot of those, but they're just, I don't know. That's why I gave myself my own nickname, Blush.
good, good. How many people confuse Mommy with Miami?
Okay, you're the one. So I did get someone the other day it was at open mic and I wrote down Mommy Blush and they're like, Miami Blush. And I was like, it's not Miami. They're like, oh shit, it's Mommy. And I was like, who else? Someone else said that they thought it said Miami too. And so now it's kind of a running joke between me and Mary. If it's not like Mammy Blush, like a country
Mammy, yeah,
song.
mammy.
Yeah.
Makes you sound like a grandma. Mammy blush.
Oh, didn't think that one through. So it's either, yeah, Mammy Blush or Miami Blush.
Miami blush,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's so close. It's like one letter away from Miami.
It is. It
It
is. It's
is.
very close. I can
Yeah.
see why people see that.
This is an odd question.
Okay.
What is the strangest skeleton you ever discovered in someone's closet? Like, what do you like? That's like asking to like call someone out like super hard, but like, let's see. Let's see.
Like actual skeletons or like
No, like
figuratively.
yeah, figurative scale. I don't know why they wrote it like that. Maybe
I
because
guess
it maybe because it sounds like a little less invasive to ask it that way, but
maybe. I was like legit thinking of an actual skeleton until you said in someone's closet. I was like, never found a skeleton in someone's closet." But anyways, go ahead.
well, I think yeah, I think that question was it's asking basically to like air someone's like dirty laundry without it being like specifically who you're talking about, but like that's kind of a weird question. I don't know. You
Yeah.
can answer it or we could skip it, but I feel like it's a little tabloid.
It's a little scandalous.
It is a little scandalous. We could skip that one.
Let's skip that one.
You know, as funny as it could be, like are we those people? Are we that kind of podcast right now? You know what I mean? Like are we that kind of podcast? Do you have a birthmark? If so, where? That's also kind of a dumb question. Again, I've
I
never,
don't.
for those of you out there listening, I've never actually used this app. It was recommended to me by someone from the podcast convention because I asked them about it. And, you know, some of these questions are great, but some of them, like, how they're phoned in a
Mm-mm.
little bit. I have a birthmark on my urethra.
Do you really?
No.
No.
No, but like who
No.
cares if anyone doesn't everyone have a birthmark somewhere like
I
or
don't
not
know.
does not everyone have a birthmark like well, that
I
seems
don't
like a
have a
like
birthmark.
you don't?
No.
I used to. I think mine faded away, but it used to be on my arm.
I have a bunch of freckles though, so I don't know if any of those have been there since I was like a child, but none of them are like birthmarky.
I used to have a birthmark. I want to say it was on my arm. No, maybe mine was on my stomach and my brother's was on my arm. Either way, mine faded away, but one of us had a we both had birthmarks at some point, but they this is like one of those things it's like I never think about birthmarks.
Yeah.
Like why who the fuck asks that kind of question?
Yeah.
Like, do you got a birthmark? Do you have a clitoris? Like, where is it?
I did play this game the other day. It was like do or drink, like dumb
Yeah,
card game. And one of the card I pulled was go grab a pickle out of the fridge and demonstrate how you would give a blowjob. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like,
right.
sorry. Like, that's fucking weird.
Like there are
And
okay, like
normally I would charge someone for that. So, like, no.
right, like I feel like those kinds of games are specifically devised to try and like start either like someone getting hooked up at the party or like an orgy or something like that. Like
Yeah. Oh my
the
God.
creators of those games, like if we just make this game where this girl will suck a pickle, maybe we'll get my fucking dick sucked by the end of the night.
And
Like
I was the only girl in the group too. I was like, guys, I'm not doing this.
they knew
Like,
what they were doing.
even if not everyone here is like straight necessarily, I still don't want to do it because this is weird. I don't know.
This is a good one right here.
Okay.
If you were a member of the Spice Girls, what would your spice handle be?
Oh, I was actually thinking about this the other day.
See, I knew this was a good
I
one.
was actually thinking about this. I was like, would it be like blush spice? but that doesn't that doesn't do anything for me. So I don't know. Mushroom spice. It also doesn't roll off the tongue very
No.
well, but
I feel like Ice Spice played this game.
yeah, I
I
know.
feel like she like thought that like if I was a Spice Girl, what would I be called? Like Ice Spice.
And it does roll off the tongue very
It
well.
sounds great, and um I think she's a very phenomenal woman. Um, what else? Okay, another scandalous one.
Okay.
What reoccurring lie did you always tell your parents or teachers?
Reoccurring lie. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not like a big liar. I'm just like terrible at lying. I guess maybe like after high school when I was partying a lot, like it wasn't really a lie, but I was just like doing drugs. So like I wasn't like lying about it, but I wasn't like telling them about it either. So
Yeah, that makes sense. I've done that, but
that's kind of my route in lying. I just don't talk about it. That way I'm not
yeah,
lying, you know.
if they don't catch you, then you know.
Yeah.
But
So,
my reoccurring lie is I used to get migraines really bad when I was young, and I'd get them a lot. I really would get them frequently, but there was times where I just didn't want to be in school, and I would just lie about having migraine to get out to get my mom to pick me up from school, and I'd be like, I'm not feeling good to the teacher. I'd go to the nurse. I'd lay there for a while in the nurse's room, and until they were like, "How you feeling?" And I'm just like, "I'm not getting better." Like, 'cause they'd make you lay down for a little bit, hoping you would get better, so they can send you back to class. And I'd be like, I'm not getting better. I gotta
yeah.
call, all dramatic, like, oh, my head hurts. I need to call my mom to have her pick me up. And then I'd go home and I'd lay down for a little bit and wait for her to go back to sleep because she worked nights. So I'd wait for her to go back to sleep and I'd go on and play video games. Um, that was my reoccurring lie. I hated middle school though. It was a very depressing time in my life, but
Oh,
and
I guess in like senior year I ditched a lot. So I would forge my mom's signature on notes.
okay,
But it's
okay,
still not like telling a lie, but it's being sneaky for sure.
okay. No,
I
it
guess I'm
was
lying to the school, but I wasn't lying to my parents. I was just
I
using their signature.
I when I was in like freshman year, I believe yeah, it was freshman year. I only did this freshman year. I would sneak weed onto school and smoke in the bathroom sometimes. Or like sometimes once a month we would go up to a park right up the street from our school. Like our PE class would take us up there and we walk. And they always like kind of walked in a group. I always like went ahead or stayed behind and kind of walked by myself, and I'd have like a little sneak toke that I'd put it in my jacket and then take a hit and I'd ghost it. And you know, tried to just stay away from everyone as much as possible. I'd have to stay in sight, so if the teacher looked around, they didn't think I was lost. But like
Hmm.
I just tried to stay away from everyone so they couldn't smell me or see it happen. And I did that, and I never got caught. But there was one time where they thought that it was me, but it was my friend Andy who was smoking in the bathroom at this time. And they thought it was me because they had these suspicions. So I went to the office and they're like, you smoking weed in the bathroom? And I'm just like, not today. But they went through my shit and they found like I had these cards in my wallet from dispensaries because we had a friend who dropped out of school, and then his mom got him a medical card and he would just smoke weed all the time. So he'd get his weed a lot. But I got like different medical card, or like they weren't like medical cards, but they were just like business cards. So like I
Oh,
had
gotcha.
like business cards in my wallet for weed. Like, what is this? I'm like, buddy. I was like, it's hilarious. It's a business card for weed. What do you mean? What is it? Like,
It's
but
made from weed.
Yeah, but so yeah, they thought they got me that time, but they didn't get me. I walked away so proud. But after that, I didn't smoke weed in school anymore because I didn't actually want to get caught because now they were really looking at me.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
smart of you.
kind of. I mean, smart of me to stop, but
Yeah.
what's the craziest thing you've done in a car? I feel like this is like just asking to like incriminate ourselves. This whole app is just asking us to incriminate ourselves to be put in jail. Like it's just saying, like it's just asking us, like,
I know.
where did you hide the body?
I didn't do it, but if I did,
Yeah, right. Exactly.
the craziest thing I've done in a car, I've done a lot of crazy things in a car. Um, it's kind of a toss up, but I mean, I guess one time my friend and I were going to LA and we were stuck in traffic and I had a bunch of coke. So to make the traffic better, we did some lines while we were waiting in it, and it didn't make it better. It made it way worse.
Yeah, yeah. I've had some substance abuse in the car before as well.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't the craziest, but just the fact that I even thought to do it, I was like, why didn't we just wait till we weren't in the car? Like, that did not make
Yeah,
that
because that's like
experience
the
any
way.
more enjoyable.
Yeah,
Like, if you smoke a doobie, you're like a little more relaxed, like not so
yeah,
aggro, but Coke is
yeah.
the exact opposite.
Yeah, I remember there was a couple times where I was like passenger in a car and I just like crack a few beers and stuff like that. Mixed drinks or whatever in the back seat while they drove but it wasn't any better because they were taking dabs while they were driving. So like I don't know, like everyone was fucked up in the car, I guess, but I wasn't smoking. I quit smoking at that time. So dumb shit like everyone could have gotten in trouble, but I wasn't driving at least
Yeah.
and drinking. So, um, and it wasn't like it was only dumb. This other thing that I'm about to say was only dumb, like just because like it's just not a smart idea. But it was like pouring rain, and I opened all my windows and the sunroof at the car that I had, and just was like blasting music and like speeding down the highway, just like kind of like screaming along to the music, and like this rain was pouring in the car. I don't know. I think I was really pissed off or something,
Yeah,
but
I was like, that sounds like an emo thing. Like
it was a very emo thing.
you like you're sad and
But it's an
ready to go for a
experience
drive.
because you're going fast and all the water is hitting you. You know what I mean? So it's
It's a
like
rush.
it is kind of a rush. It was kind of a
Yeah.
rush, but it fucked up the interior of my car a bit. So
Yeah. That also reminds me of that Final Destination scene where they get trapped in the car wash.
they drown in it.
Yeah.
Is that that is so dumb?
I know. It's like the seventh Final Destination. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
why I've watched that many, but it's one of the scenes in one of the fucked up movies.
So I was with family on a cruise when the third one came out. This was years ago. And cruises I already fucking hate just because they're like you're in the middle of the ocean on a giant fucking graveyard basically and like the rocking and it's like I struggle to sleep on those things because I can't swim first of all. But even if you can swim,
You
like getting
can't
into
swim?
no, but
Oh man.
even
I
if you
could teach
can't
you.
yeah, everyone says that but they fail. It's not that I haven't tried or that nobody's tried to teach me, but it just doesn't stick. I'll try it again and I would love to learn how to do it so I don't drown or something. But uh
On the cruise.
we were on the cruise. We watched Final Destination 3 because you can like rent movies in the room. We watched Final Destination 3 and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this is a movie." And we watched it and then I was like, "I'm going to go to the buffet and grab some snacks and come back and we'll watch another movie because when you're at sea and you're like underage, you can't go to the bars, you can't go to the adult sections, you can't gamble on the ship, like you can't really do anything. So sometimes when you're at sea for a day or two, it's like you sit in your room and you watch movies or something." Um, and it was me and my cousins in a room, and we were all under the age of 21. So we also just you know, we were drinking anyway. Who cares? When you're in another country and the legal drinking age is like 16, it's so easy to get a bottle and just sneak it onto the ship. But
Yeah.
um, another reason why we hid out in our rooms is so that we could drink without the adults knowing. And we're just like, oh yeah, we're just watching movies with our lemonade spiked with vodka. But went to go get some snacks, and then I was in an elevator, and the elevator got stuck between two floors right
No.
after watching Final Destination, and I was like, this is it. This is where I die. Like I was stuck
Your
in the
life
elevator. Yeah.
flashes before your
I was
eyes.
like, this thing's gonna fall. This thing is gonna fail. It's gonna fall. I'm gonna die right now on this elevator. And I was stuck there for a minute. And like even one of the people that was like between the floors, like looked, he's like, what the fuck? And I was like say pray for me, I guess. I don't know. Like I'm good. Yeah,
How?
that was terrifying. I love that story. What strange thing would you like to happen at your funeral to make people laugh?
Well, I often say that I want Britney Spears's Toxic to play at my funeral. So if everyone could just like, I don't know, be dressed up in something super slutty and just dance around to that song, that'd be pretty rad.
That'd be pretty rad.
That'd be fucking rad.
I used to joke to my mom that I wanted everyone to eat my body. She was like,
That's a good
"No,"
one.
and I was like, "No," but the Vikings used to do that sometimes. Like I was like, and try to like really like sell it to her. It was like it's in our cultural heritage, the Irish, like the Celtics or whatever. They were all into that.
I'm gonna start saying that.
I want you to cook me and eat me.
They do that tree thing now too.
Oh, the
Like
tree thing is pretty sick.
that's pretty cool. It's
Yeah, the
not like
tree pod.
weird, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a good
You
way
know,
to
the only thing is I would hate for them to put me in like a forest that they just like deforest, like what at some point, just cut down.
mm,
You know,
yeah.
like if I could be in like a graveyard where I know they're not going to deface it and like
Yeah.
grow there, that would be kind of cool and just be just another tree at the graveyard with a plaque next to it. But
Yeah.
um,
That would suck if it was in a forest.
yeah. Let's see. Let's do a couple more and then we can call it a night.
All right.
Oh, let's do let's how about this? Because we went through all of the I skipped through some of the what the fuck questions because they were just getting really dumb right there for a second. So if
Okay.
I was looking down at my phone, just going like, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. Let's do a really good philosophy question and just call it there. How about that?
Mhm. I'm down.
Okay.
That face.
Well, I'm trying to think like, are these good questions or not? Uh, okay. If you could go back in time to change one thing, what would it be?
Ooh. Uh, one time this was like around senior year and like I was just about to graduate and I was dating this dude and I was like talking about college and stuff and talking about options with my parents and my mom really didn't like this dude and she's talking about her boss and she's like, "Yeah, he went to school in Scotland and it was like way cheaper and like um basically like look where he is now and stuff, but she's like, I will pay for all your schooling in Scotland if you go or like just somewhere where it's cheaper, um basically trying to get me to break up with this dude. And I think back on that often and I'm like, I should have fucking taken her up on that offer. I fucked up on that one, but here I am now, and I um wouldn't change much, you know.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for where I'm at and how I've gotten here, even though it's been hard. I'm still not where I want to be, but that's probably the one thing I do think about that like a couple times a year. I'm like, God, I should have taken her up on the fucking free schooling. Not free, but she would have paid for it, you know. I'm like, God
Mhm.
damn it. God damn it. You fucked up on that one, Sally.
It
But
happens.
I was in love and I didn't want to leave my boyfriend who ended up cheating on me with someone at McDonald's and they had a baby and it was just like, yeah. Anyways, I'm not bitter. I'm just saying, don't stick around for a dude. Go live
It's
your
not
life.
worth it. It's not worth it sometimes. Like,
Yeah. But
like unless
I was like 18,
yeah, that's
you know,
especially
I
the
was so
time when it's not
young.
worth it. Yeah.
I was just like, God, I was like, I, c- part of it too was like, I couldn't like think of being away from like my family and stuff like that long, you know, and by myself. So that was a part of it. But now in my wiser years, I was like, man, you could have done so much with that. But
Yeah.
oh well.
I'm a peculiar creature. Like I get it. I get the whole like love is intoxicating and makes us blind situation. But I'm just like maybe it's just me, but I've never been like deeply in love enough to like want the relationship more than the opportunity
Yeah.
like doing something with my life. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know what that says about me, but that's just, that's just always been my experience. I don't know if it says that, I've just never really felt like love that deeply, or maybe I don't want to say it's because I'm smarter, because I do have a lot of very depressing lonely years because of it, but
Maybe
um
you're just a little more logical in your thinking, a little more like realistic, you know? Like I can be very dreamy and like based off my emotions, which now that I'm a little older, I have like my emotions more in check and like I can kind of like sit and think on things a little bit longer, you know, before I react to them. But yeah, back then I was like, no, I'm in love and this is it.
Well, when I was in high school and
Oh,
I wasn't sure what I was doing with my life, I remember like I had this girlfriend and like she ran away from home to be with me, and we hid out from the cops, and because her parents were looking for her, and
yeah.
the cops were looking going to my mom's house looking for us, and they're just like, "Did you run away with your girlfriend?" And I'm like, leave us alone. We're gonna be together forever. We're like fucking 16, you know what I mean? Like we're
Yeah.
stupid, just so I've been there, I've done that shit. So like I get it, but like at that time I didn't really have any direction in my life. I was like my first real girlfriend, and I'm like, you know, over time I'm kind of just like cold.
Yeah. I think that's kind of where I'm at right now cuz like I have a vision and like I have goals that I'm trying to meet and like in the meantime like I also have to work and I'm a single mom and like
Hmm.
my free time I spend doing music and then when I
Yeah.
try to like have any type of relationship it's just like there's not that much time left for it, you know?
Yeah, they have
Like
they have they have to get it, and they have to be a part of it in like a way where it's like you don't have to give up any of those other things to make
yeah.
it work.
Yeah, like the last person I dated pretty much called me a part he's like, "You it feels like you're a part-time girlfriend." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I kind of am. Like I can only be here part of the time. Like,
Yeah,
sorry,
well,
that is the reality of it though. Like,
yeah,
but I
well,
love you."
with the job market being how it is, everyone has to work like full time. You have a kid, the
Mhm.
kid deserves all your time.
Mhm.
Music is demanding, you know what I mean? Like everything in life is demanding, and the one thing is a lot of people worry about money,
Mhm.
but really like time is the most valuable thing that we have, that
Mhm.
we don't even think about it. Like we split up our time exactly how we want to split it up in a day most of the time. I mean, most of the time. I mean, I'm sure some people really wish they could spend less time at work and more time with
Yeah.
what's whatever. But like you know, we kind of pick and choose, and that's where I'm at right now with relationships. I'm like, I really can't afford the time for a relationship because I got my work, I've got my music, which is like my second job, and I got the
Mhm.
podcast, which is like my third job, and I got,
Mhm.
you know, like I don't fucking have a life. I leave the house and do stuff maybe once or twice a month, unless it's on the generosity of my roommate who might take us, like me and like his other bandmates, out for drinks or something. But
Yeah.
like I on my own accord, I leave the house like twice a month. I get 2 days off a month,
Yeah.
which like
And even
my
that, like, I'm still networking and like trying to make shit happen when
yes,
I'm out,
exactly.
so it's like
I'll
I'm
be out at the
still
bar.
working.
I'll be out at the bar like talking to people on my phone, like, hey, let's get on the podcast. Let's do this, let's do that.
Yeah.
Like I can't turn it off, and it sucks,
Mhm.
but at the same time it's so necessary,
Mhm.
you know, like I feel like I in my younger, more formidable years, I I fucked around too much. Like I had so much time back then where I didn't, when I first got into music, where I didn't need to work full time because my parents were like cool with me like living with them without rent and stuff, like, and the money that I did make at work, most of it went to weed, you know what I mean? Like those years, like I kind of wish I just took everything a little more seriously. Since we're on the topic of going back in time and doing things,
Yeah, totally.
since
No,
that was the
you should
last question,
answer
but
for sure. I was gonna ask you if you could go back, what would you change?
that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. I would go back and I would have not gotten into weed and liquor, and I would have any money I've gotten, I would have invested into music, and I would have invested it. I mean, as much as I had fun with all my friends making music, I would have been all the wiser to know that I should have focused on myself, because none of those people were to be are in my life today. Like
Yeah.
I wish I would have been like, I should really take this and myself more seriously. And I think I would be a lot further along. Not
Mhm.
that, I'm in a great position right now and I have a great opportunity and I have great friends now. So like obviously what happened then led me here.
Yeah.
But the what if is always in a different universe, maybe what would this look like kind of situation comes to mind. But
Yeah.
um yeah, I definitely wish I spent less money on substance and more of it on music, and more time on music. And you know there was some years that I fucked around, and
Yeah.
you know
I feel
uh
that.
you know, it caused me some mental anguish, which also led to years of me getting nothing done because I didn't have the mental capacity to do it due to the depression and spiraling. So, it's a lot of that kind of shit that you know, the what is it? Not starving artist. What's the other one? There's another like version of like,
Tortured artist?
yes, the tortured artist.
Yeah.
That is me to a T.
I feel you.
Um,
Katie and I used to actually have this joke where we're like, "Oh, nothing chaotic's going on in my life. Well, let me go cause some drama so I can go write a song about it or something."
Right.
Well, not cause drama, but just like
No, I know,
cause something,
get into some bullshit
torture.
to give
Yeah.
us a song title. Yeah. I get that. I get that so much. That's one of the things that I do miss about when I was younger. I used to make some really angry music.
Mhm.
So I was much angrier when I was younger. I'm not as angry as I am now. I have some darkness in there still, but I'm not as angry. I'm not an angry,
Yeah.
way more like laid back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the same. I can kind of tap into like those emotions though. Like if I'm writing a song and I like pick a subject, I can kind of like hone in and tap into that emotion. But yeah, I would say when I was younger, it was more like raw and just like pouring out.
Yeah.
The anger was real.
No, the angst, yeah, the teenage
Yeah.
angst was like 100% like that is a real thing. And I used to get pissed off. I remember I was dating this chick back in high school, and she used to say the teenage angst all the time. Like, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, but no, she was a great person. But yeah, teenage angst is fucking real.
Yeah.
Um, I don't remember when. I think I was like in my mid 20s that I started to like chill out. Like 24 or 25, where I was just like, you know what?
Aren't you still mid-20s? Oh no, you're
What?
dirty 30
I
coming
was,
up. So you're
yeah, about,
29.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Sorry.
24, 25 that I was like relaxing. Um, yep, 30's right around the corner.
Damn. That's
It's
gonna be
crazy. It's
fucking
crazy.
fun.
It feels like it feels like yesterday that I just started making, all the reservations for the hotel and stuff like that. Like now it's like we're fucking halfway through March and I'm like,
Coming up. Coming up quick.
you know, fucking ah, 30 years old, fucking Tokyo. Ah. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. I can't
Thank
wait to
you.
see all your if you're gonna post stories, I don't know if you will, but I'll be
I mean,
watching.
we're fucking, you know, right now it's daytime for them. So everything that I post is going to be like, you know,
Way ahead of time.
yeah, way ahead of time. But so you'll probably see some shit though. I'm going to be
I'm up
posting
at
a lot of
weird
stuff.
hours.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I don't want to like knock on wood right now for this, but I have a friend out there who I'm meeting. Uh, my buddy Abstract Intelligence. He hasn't performed in a while, so I don't know if he's ever going to perform at one of the biomass shows. I really want him to get back into rap, but he had a family and everything. So,
Yeah.
but he introduced me to this guy named Takeshi, and Takeshi like 5 or 6 years ago moved out to Tokyo. So we're gonna meet up and party for my birthday, and apparently he's a DJ out there. And
Hmm.
again, knock on wood, he can't make any promises, I can't make any promises, but I'm really hoping that he can like get me a show out there while I'm in Tokyo.
That'd be
So,
tight.
yeah, even if I perform one or two songs, or if he just like finds an open mic or something, like
Yeah.
we talked about open mics earlier, not the
Hmm.
biggest fan, but hey, if I could do it in Tokyo, like
Yeah.
how
I
often does
mean,
that happen?
wherever you're traveling, like I kind of want to do some more traveling and just hit some open mics wherever I end up going.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to do that if we were gonna go to the East Coast for Hesh Fest, but that didn't pan through. But I was thinking about it. I was like, man, while I'm out there, I should like stay out for a few days and like find open mics
Yeah.
and stuff. But my friend invited me to Seattle, so I might end up going up that way at some point, just hitting up
Okay.
open mics. But that'll be cool to do that in Japan.
Well, when are you planning on going to Seattle? Because I got family that just moved up there, and Rich lives up in that direction. Let's do a little road
Oh,
trip, or
oh, that'd
take
be
take a
fun.
train or something and go see a bunch of people.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, originally I was thinking Portland, but my friend is in Seattle right now. Like, he moved back up there. And I mean, Portland and Seattle are right next to each other, too. But yeah,
There's a little bit of drive, but yeah.
yeah. Um, So I wasn't really sure. I mean, it's kind of just got kept getting pushed back. I had to wait for like to do my taxes, and then I had this dental work that came up that's cost like an arm and a leg. So I'm just like, ah. So I've kind of like pushed the dates back. It probably won't happen now till like maybe May or something, or possibly summer.
I was gonna say that's too early for me,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But I mean,
with me taking 2 weeks to go to Japan, I wouldn't be able to take
yeah.
another trip that soon. But
But I'd be down to do it pretty much whenever, you know?
yeah,
I can at
yeah,
least go and check it out and see if there's anything like in that area. And then I'd be down to go again.
hell yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do it.
I've been wanting to do a trip up there because I think Rich is kind of by not Olympia. He's like 40 minutes outside of Seattle, and
Okay.
then or one of those cities, and then my aunt and uncle live in Gig Harbor, which is like right over in that general area also. So like I've been wanting to do that, and then me and Rich have been talking about doing a music video for a song that we've been working on for the song's pretty much done. He's gonna fix up the mix and stuff still, but we've been talking about doing a video, so we've been discussing, do I go up there and do the video? Do we do an animated video? I don't know. But maybe it'd be fun to take a little friend road trip and then just
Yeah.
film a video all together or something,
Yeah.
like you know, um something
Well,
cool.
we're putting it out into the universe. I'm sure Rich will hear this and
Yeah.
we'll just all have to be in touch for that. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be sick.
An art trip.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. But
Road trip.
I love road trips. They're so much fun. And my
Yeah.
my car that I have is still fucking I got less than 20,000 miles on it right now.
Oh,
So like
nice.
it,
Okay.
and it's a hybrid, so it gets good mileage on gas. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so maybe do a road trip in that beast.
Yeah.
Um yeah, it could be fun.
Cool. Let's do it. We should
Yeah, we'll
invite
plan.
Hans.
I would love if Hans could go. I
Yeah.
need to I need to talk to him about some shit though. 'Cause fucking Hans owes me a sushi date. Hans.
Hans.
No, he just went to some really nice sushi spot in Ventura, and he's like, this is the best sushi spot that I've ever had in Ventura County." And I was like, "Why the fuck have we never gone then?" Because our thing is like we meet up and we'll get sushi like every time at this place called Sumo. And I'm like, "You holding out on the good sushi? You holding out the good sushi on me, boy? Like, what are you doing?" Fucking Hans hiding the good sushi. I didn't even know this place existed. How long have you been hiding this in your pocket?
He just
Um,
goes to the bougie sushi by himself.
no, he was going with other people. I feel
Oh,
cheated.
that's
I feel
even worse.
cheated. Uh
Wow, rude.
no, but he was saying next time I'm in town we'll make a reservation and we'll go do sushi together. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So Sally, I want to
Jack,
thank you for getting on the show again. You saved my
of
life because
course.
I was shuffling people around all day, and I hate the time difference between the East Coast and West Coast. So it makes things so difficult.
Yeah.
It makes things so difficult to interview people over there, and I feel bad that I kind of was Devin was going to be one of the other backups, but like I kept fucking him around because my work thing kept pushing back further and further and over there, and I was just like, man, I'm sorry. Like, so you saved my life.
Yeah, no worries. I always tell you anytime you need someone, I'm here, except
Uh,
the last time you tried and then I was like partying with some friends. Well,
it's
slight
so
party. It was
it's
a
okay.
kickback.
I think it ended up working out anyway. I want to say that was
Yeah.
right before the 2 year anniversary episode or something. So
Yeah, yeah. The
yeah,
it all works out.
it all
And it
works
worked
out.
out tonight, so
Yes, and this was a great conversation. It was a lot of fun, and then
yeah.
we tried. You got to be the guinea pig for the fucking little stupid card things on the
It
phone. So
wasn't terrible.
there
It
was some
wasn't
bad ones in there, but it wasn't terrible.
yeah. It it could have been better for the questions, but it definitely filled some time.
You know
The
what?
philosophical one we kind of deep dove on.
There was some of them in there that I was just like, I don't know if I want to get into this right now. I skipped through a few of them, and I was like, I don't know.
I know your
It's
face.
getting
You're like, I don't
it's getting
know.
kind of late, and I'm like, I don't know if I like maybe maybe for future episodes, but I was just like, I don't know. Let's end this on like a little less. Some of them it basically was getting into questions that were kind of a little too heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just like, And then there was like some bad ones like if you could describe yourself as a flavor. I was like, what the? How does this ended up in the philosophy? Like whatever. That's where we ended up. So, anyways,
Cool.
thank you so much. You're
Of
amazing.
course. Thank you. Thanks for
Yep,
having me.
and I can't wait to see you in person for Hesh Fest biomass.
I know I fucked up. I said it earlier and now it's in your
I
head.
know it is, but I mean, I miss that we're not doing Hesh Fest anymore. It sucks, but it is what it is.
I know I got asked about it, but I was like, it's not happening. But
Yeah.
here's some other shows.
Right. Yeah. Well, at least you, me, and Hans will be doing something soon at
Yeah.
At
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Peabody. So,
We got some stuff in the works, and I'll see you next Saturday for biomass and the whole
yep.
gang,
Yep.
the bio gang. And yeah,
Yes. All right. Well, you have a good
thank
night.
you. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Bye.
Is that hello or never mind?
I think konnichiwa is hello, but I think it uses both ways. I don't know. I don't know.
Like aloha? I'll just say
There's like okay,
aloha.
I've been looking into it, and like konnichiwa is only appropriate like midday. There's also a morning greeting and a morning and a night greeting. So there's like it's so much more complicated than I thought it was. I've been trying to learn a little Japanese, and it's just not. I'm not. I got like five phrases. Like here's my favorite one, and I want you to guess what it is before we go.
Uh, domo arigato, Mr.
No,
Roboto.
no.
No.
I'm gonna say the phrase, and I want you to guess what I think
Oh,
is in it.
got you. Okay.
Uncle Kaderu.
Ooh, where's the bathroom?
Really close. I'm gonna shit myself.
Oh, okay. Kind of, that was
You
kind of
were really
close.
that was really close. That was really close.
Really close,
Um
but really far, but close.
I think Torii Wadoka Deska is where's the bathroom.
Okay. Okay. You're good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I learned a few phrases.
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
at you.
I'm trying. Hey,
You're gonna be fluent by the time you get back.
yeah, but I'm not coming back.
I know.
I
I
want
saw
to
your post. You're like,
yeah,
I want to move.
I'm thinking about it. It's
Yeah.
difficult. You have to have like a sponsor to like move out there, I guess, but whatever. Oh, it is what it is. You know, if anything, I'll buy it's cheap out there. Maybe I'll buy a fucking vacation home and spend a third of the year out there. So,
Yeah, there you go. That'd be fun.
yeah. All right.
Keep it fresh.
Don't want to keep you talking about my Japanese trip all night. So you have a great night.
All right, you too, Zach.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.